On the same day the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 trailer was released, IGN also released a Rewind Theater with Warhorse Studios PR manager Tobias Stoll-Swilling, I hope I'm saying that name right, who gave us some insider info on the upcoming sequel. What's up everyone, my name is DJ CS and welcome to an all new video here on my YouTube channel. Excuse my appearance, I just got done working out and I'm here all hot and sweaty. If you missed my live reaction and my breakdown of the first trailer, be sure to go check that out. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the info given to us by Tobias and talking about what it could mean. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a video. I will be working on getting my KCD playthrough uploaded here soon, and I will be talking about and breaking down any future trailers and info we get for KCD2. Also, if you enjoy this video, go ahead and drop it a like. It does help the video and the channel. The first bit of info we get is in the reference to new boomsticks.
Some of the cool things, if we rewind a little bit, was that we saw right in the first scene of the trailer the boomstick or early gunpowder weapon, which is something that we introduce this time in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And it is a pretty devastating weapon, but chances are that you blow up yourself as well, and maybe that is even in the game, who knows?
He hints that there's a possibility we may blow ourselves up when using the boomstick. So I wonder if the enemy or object you're shooting at is too close, it will of course cause damage to you as well, or he is simply referencing a learning curve with the boomstick, and the first few times we use it until we get the skill up, it won't work all too well. Also, I'd imagine that there's going to be some fumbling around with loading the gunpowder and stuff like that. Again, it's going to be skill based and Henry's going to have to learn how to use a boomstick. Tobias continues on, explaining the attention to detail they gave this game.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is based on real events, and we are trying to make it historically accurate and realistic to the best of our knowledge. And to make sure that we get it right, we are working with in-house historians. And for us, it's really important to find the right balance between realistic and fun.
While we can appreciate the attention to detail they are bringing to the game, Tobias said that this is based on real events. So if someone wanted spoilers, they could do some research and maybe find out some things about the war and battles that will unfold. Tobias then lets us know the scale of the game, featuring 2 maps.
KCD2 will have 2 maps, and it's actually double the size than the first one. And as a fun fact, so one map has Trotsky Castle as the ginormous castle in the middle of the map, and you can pretty much see it from all areas in the map. And the other map will contain a ginormous medieval city, which is Kuttenberg. So the Kuttenberg map is a tiny bit bigger than the original KCD one, and the Trotsky map is a tiny bit smaller than KCD, and together you have round about twice the size. What is cool is that you can always travel in between those 2 maps, and what is really cool for the gamers out there, there's only one loading screen when you travel between those maps. Other than that, no loading screens.
Now I may have missed it, but it doesn't seem that we will be venturing into the same areas of the first KCD. So no Ratai, Sasau, Skalitz, all that work to build up Privoslavitz, you hate to see it. But what you love to see, or hear at least, is that the only loading screens we will get will be when we switch maps. That's how it should be done, Starfield. I'm looking at you. So what if you never played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? Well, you should, but you don't need to.
Blacksmithing, another interesting feature that finally will be added to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And we have this bold mustache dude here, Marquardt von Aulitz, antagonist from KCD1. You don't need to know Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 to understand the situation here. We're trying hard to make sure that the entrance is easy enough for newcomers, and it's written in a way that everyone should immediately feel at home and knows what to do. However, tiny cherry on top of the cake for those who know KCD1, because this dude killed your parents.
It's great that they're making the game easier for people to just jump in and understand what's going on. Not sure how they will pull it off, because there's a lot to tell, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. Also, Henry, the son of a blacksmith, can actually blacksmith now. We kind of had something similar in KCD1 with the sharpening stone and blacksmith kits, but I didn't use the stone too much and never used the kits. It was easier to just pay someone to fix my weapons and armor. My Henry was rolling in the dough. Tobias dishes out some story details about how Henry got to Kuttenberg.
Henry actually appears by accident in Kuttenberg. His aim isn't to go to Kuttenberg, he wants to go to a completely different place. However, he gets robbed and of course everything goes down the drain. Kuttenberg is being sieged by King Sigismund of Hungary, the antagonist of the game. So he's fighting for what he believes is good, but he needs to hide in there. So he needs to find friends, he needs to find a crew. You need to look out for people lurking in the shadows.
So Henry stumbles upon Kuttenberg and gets robbed. So I wonder if this is the beginning of the game where we get robbed, we're stripped of our armor, our weapons, and we have to start anew with nothing. One thing that caught my ear was when Tobias said that Henry is fighting for what he believes is good. So, even though there are notes, scrolls, and books telling us the story of how Sigismund came into power and how he overthrew his brother and how he is the bad guy in the story basically, I wonder if there's going to be a different side to the tale. And maybe Henry starts to question if what they're doing is right. Granted, spoilers, they killed his parents and burned his village to the ground, so it's really not something you can sway.
Combat is very important in Kingdom Come Deliverance, and we revamped the combat system. We tried to make it a little bit more accessible. These techniques are all based on real medieval sword fighting or real medieval martial arts. However, we try to implement it in a way that everyone can pick up and go. But if you want to really dig deep into the systems, if you want to become a sword fighting legend, you can learn all those cool combos and tricks and be an unstoppable machine on the battlefield.
It sounds to me that, for the lack of better terms, they're dumbing down the fighting for newcomers, which is good because the fighting is definitely a learning curve and can sway people from playing the game, and it definitely did for the first game. However, I feel like being able to overcome and understand the fighting style is very rewarding, or finding alternative means to meet your ends, like alchemy and stealth instead of going in sword swinging. Speaking of weapons,
different kind of weapons are good against different types of armor. So if you use a sword, for instance, against full plate armor, doesn't work that well. However, if you take a mace or an axe, this will penetrate it and you will get to the core of your enemy. And we included new weapons into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We have different types of crossbows. So we have the smaller ones, really tiny crossbows that are easy to reload, but they will not penetrate armor that good. And then we have the ginormous war crossbows, which are really, really huge. And you need a two-handed lever to actually pull the string back and then shoot again. If you hit someone with it, it's a probable good night for the opponent.
While the idea of using the right weapon for the right enemy is not new to KCD, I wonder if we will be able to swap weapons mid-fight. One thing that I found slightly annoying is when you get ambushed and can't switch weapons from an axe to a sword or vice versa, if it isn't already set as your weapon. Which, as we heard, if you get ambushed by men in full armor, a sword isn't going to help you much. Also, another projectile style weapon, a crossbow. I hope they add a crosshair. I don't see one in the trailer, but hopefully by release they add one. Hunting and fighting with the bow was a real pain in the butt when you can't tell where you're shooting. So that does it for the video. However, IGN's website had more information, including that KCD2 will feature a more diverse culture and that people can expect a wide range of ethnicities and different characters that Henry will meet on his journey. Some other news comes from the website Fextralife.com, who also interviewed a lead game designer for Warhorse Studio, but they didn't mention their name, which is odd. But they say, if you steal a person's clothes, the next time you see them, they still won't have clothes. They'll continue to be in that state, and they will remember you and dislike you for it. Another example that was given to me is that if you're about to commit a crime and steal the guard's gear, when you commit the crime and they come after you, they won't have any gear to attack you with. You can also sabotage the participants in a tournament. You can poison them, steal their gear. You'll be able to win the tournament without a challenge, which really adds an interesting layer to the game, being able to steal stuff from people and actually have it affect the game. Steal a guard's armor and a sword, then the alarm goes off. They come running up to you but can't fight you properly with no weapon or gear. Being able to interact with your opponents before the tourney and possibly poisoning them will make the tourney so much easier. As for how they're going to deal with starting over, make it so that Henry doesn't seem to just forget everything, Henry will be dealing with tougher foes and newer styles. They hint that there may be something wrong or hindering Henry at the beginning to slow him down or weaken him, so maybe he is wounded in some way or potentially poisoned or something early on. They don't really mention what happens because it's most likely a spoiler. Lockpicking will work the same, but look different. Saving will still work the same, but autosaves will be more frequent, so we won't be losing hours of gameplay if we die on an ambush and we forgot to save before traveling. Might lose only half an hour. PC performance, they say it runs well on a normal PC, and very well on a more powerful PC. It won't be 160 frames per second, but it runs smoothly. On console, however, they say there will be no performance or fidelity mode, and they are struggling to get to 60 frames per second, and the best performance may come out on the PS5 Pro. That's about all the news that I have seen at the moment. I'm excited for this game. I can't wait to play it. I'll most likely be getting it on PC. Hopefully, I have a fairly good PC. Hopefully, my PC will be able to handle it because it doesn't sound like the console is going to get even 60 frames per second, and I at least want 60 frames per second. So, definitely going to be getting this on PC. What are you going to be getting it on? Do you have the option? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all the things we just talked about. We got a lot of news there from various sites, various people from Warhorse Studio. That is going to do it for this video, guys. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and drop it a like. Likes, comments, stuff like that definitely help the channel. They help the algorithm, so I'd appreciate it. It would really mean a lot to me. With all that said and done, guys, I'm going to go get in the shower and get some sleep. Have a good one, guys. And as always, don't forget to tip your DJ. Later, dudes.